I've been in the business of direct marketing and consulting for about 3 years now. And in those 3 years, I've learned a lot. And I wanted to get it down for you in this video, the three most important things that I've learned in the past 3 years. And so you can basically shortcut your way and not have to go through all of the just the frustration, the just aggravation, the self-hatred, the regret, the sleepless nights, everything like that. Trying to get here yourself, basically. So I want to save you that time, and I've got it down in the three most important lessons in the past 3 years. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I'm just going to go straight into it, basically. So the first major lesson that I've had being in direct marketing and consulting for 3 years is that you really need to put in the extra reps to actually understand your market. If you don't understand your market, you're not going to get very far. And there's a great irony, actually, amongst a lot of marketing people like me. There's a lot of irony in the sense that you think that you know the importance of market research, of understanding a client's market, so that you can better tailor the funnel that you make to that target demographic. Because if you don't, and if you don't do the research, you don't understand who you're selling to, then what you produce is not going to be very useful. It's not going to be very valuable, and it's not going to be relevant or pertinent, and it's not going to do its job, which is to convert and bring in new customers. So when you get so focused on this, and you get so focused on, I know how important research is and understanding the market, and I got to do this for my clients, so I got to make sure that I go and just spend all night just researching into their market and whatnot. And you get so fixated on this, you actually end up forgetting to do it yourself. And that's something that I've done. I've completely forgot to do that myself. I got so hyped, I was like, yes, research is the key. Understanding the market is the key. And I forgot to do it for my own business. Which is pretty embarrassing and pretty ironic. But that has been a pretty big root cause of a lot of my problems, of why I have been moving so slow and not at the pace that I would have wanted to. And obviously, like, you probably own like an info business, maybe you run a brand or something, or a coaching offer, any business, just you run an online business. So it might not be the fact that you've had the same sort of irony that I have, because you don't come from a background specifically in marketing, but I guarantee you've probably messed this up somehow, in that you haven't really given it much thought of who you're actually trying to sell to. Because here's the thing, if you don't know who you're selling to, you're not going to be able to accurately tailor your offer and your promise and your product as well, just the engineering behind your product. You're not going to be able to tailor that to the right people. So what you're going to be doing is basically just you put together whatever hodgepodge of an offer, and you think, I'm just going to go through people, and this person could be my ideal customer. This is it. This kind of fits my ICP that I've not actually gone and thought out. This person will be fine. And you end up just basically, you don't help anybody doing that. You don't help anybody. And because knowing who you're trying to sell to is going to guide a lot of your decision making. It's going to guide the things that you establish as being most important, as being the things that, like the needle movers, the things that you have to get done to move your operation forward. You're going to mess that up. You're going to work on the wrong things. You're going to work on maybe this acquisition channel instead of another, despite the fact that the people you're trying to sell to aren't hanging out here, and stuff like that. And the things that you write are just not going to be relatable at all. So, I mean, trust me, okay, I've seen a lot of bad examples of sales copy, a lot of bad sales letters, bad landing pages, where somebody has tried to write something that sounds relatable, but because they don't know who they're actually trying to address, it comes off really weird. Like, nobody can relate to it. And that is the last thing that you want, really, when running a business. You have to pick carefully the kinds of people that you want to deal with. And I'm not saying that you should niche down so much to the point where you're just like limiting yourself, because I mean, I've dealt with people before who have thought, as was popular at the time, that niching down a load and like having exact specifics, and if somebody doesn't meet those exact specifics, then it's not worth trying to sell to them or go through them. This is very limiting. This can be very, very limiting, and I wouldn't recommend this at all. But what you do need is an understanding of who you're actually trying to sell to. So don't go too narrow, but also don't be so lax with it that you're so wide that you don't actually know where the hell to even start with what you do. And that's definitely something that has been occurring to me over the time I've been in business, is realizing like, okay, you've actually got to think about the people that you want to help, the people that you can actually relate to, the people that are going to actually see the value in what you can provide for them, what you can do. The second biggest lesson that I've learned in 3 years then is not going in there guns blazing. Okay, because this is stupid on so many levels. And I'll tell you why I did this, okay? Which might surprise you, because especially, you know, if you're not new to the channel, if you do know who I am, maybe you know me in real life, I know some of you do, you'll know that I am the kind of person that just will sit there and think through absolutely every possible thing. Okay, I will just go into analysis paralysis. Okay, because I'm such a perfectionist. I'm always considering every possible thing. And that often means that I move slower than a lot of people. But what it has meant is that in moving slower, I have then got a better end result than most people. With business, I have not done this at all. I've run in there guns blazing because I think, yeah, I'm just going to go in there and I'll mess everything up and I'll figure it out later. Which is valid. It's a mindset you can have, but I don't think it's very good. I don't think it is at all. And I don't want you to have to go through the same amount of time where you're so fixated on guns blazing, go in there, that you forget to take a step back and actually plan things carefully. Okay? It's that old cliche thing where like fail to plan, plan to fail, that kind of thing. You got to really divide and conquer and be strategic about what you do with your business, because you think that just going in there is it's gonna just teach you the most, and that is somewhat true, but it's completely avoidable. Okay, I've just told you don't do it. This is an avoidable fate. And it's very difficult in today's age, I think, because of the massive culture of comparison that we have, and how a lot of these like business gurus, which like when you start out, you spend a lot of time listening to these people because you think, oh yeah, this person has this lifestyle and this person does this thing that I want to do, so I'm going to listen to them. When in reality, then you spend a bit of time and you realize, oh wait, they're just rich because they sell courses. Like, they're basically just snake oil salesmen. They're just like con men, and they just run pyramid schemes, and that's just all there is to it. And so they're out here telling you, yeah, rush in there. You can start making X amount of money in 30, 60, 90 days. In reality, when you learn how sales work, you see that, like, okay, this is just low-level sales. This is just an urgency push. This is just like, so, oh wow, it's so easy that anybody can be successful in business within 90 days. Wow, this is amazing. I'll buy this course. Oh wow, I'll engage with this content. I'll give this course seller what they want. Okay? And so you think, oh yeah, if I just rush in there, and that's fine. Don't do this. Okay? There was a really stupid analogy that I heard several years ago. I won't name names, but it's from the sort of like red pill manosphere kind of weirdo section of the internet. And there was this analogy that they like to keep coming back to, which was like, life is a race and you have to run as fast as you can, because if you don't run as fast as you can, someone's going to overtake you. And life is just a competition, and all of the things in life are just rewards and prizes to be earned. And to that I would say, okay, run your little race. Run your little race. Go on. Go and knacker up your legs. Go and do your lungs in. Go and do that. Go and get tired, get dehydrated, and then have to sit down for X amount of time. You do that. You run your stupid little marathon. Okay? Because I'm going to stay at the starting line, and I'm going to make a freaking rocket. I'm going to make something that's so damn good that I can just zoom right ahead of all of you. Who looks stupid now? Okay, here you are saying, life is a race. I'll just beat you. Because I understood that running ahead and going in guns blazing, spray and pray, shoot first, ask questions later, is actually not that good of an approach. I understood that I had to take the time to make something good, to have systems in place so that I can actually run a business without problems, or as many problems. You're going to have problems, but you can minimize them. If you just take the time to make something genuinely good and not rush to go in there because you think, yeah, if I rush in there, I can make loads of money, because if I don't, everybody's going to take my money. Like, that's not how it works. It's just really not, okay? And rushing, like I said, you're just going to tire yourself out. You're going to burn out, and you're going to have to sit down. You are, okay? And I don't care how many of these business coaches or whatever the hell people are going to tell you, like, you have to keep going with the momentum. Like, yeah, sure. But, like, if your momentum is stupid and it's not, you're not running off of, you're not sitting in a damn rocket, okay? If you're just relying on running with whatever you can carry on your body, then, I know this is getting kind of metaphorical now, but if that's all you're doing, like, you're dooming yourself to lose later on, is what I'm saying. Is rushing in there, it might make you feel good and cool and tough short term, but we're not in business to be cool and seem tough, okay? Like, no one is in business to do that. If you're in business to do that, you need to get a job, okay? Because you're not cut out for it. You're really not. If you're in business for that, then you're in the wrong place. We are in business because we want to make serious money long term and develop for ourselves a life setup, a degree of freedom, and to be fulfilled. And we're not going to get these kinds of things if we rush in and condemn ourselves to just fail just really early on, because we didn't take the time to actually sit and come up with a strategy, okay? Because the success formula is simple. It's strategy and execution. If you don't have these things, well, you're not going to get the end result, the output, which is the success. Strategy and execution. Just take the time to actually think this stuff through. Take the time to work on your back end, to work on your operations, to come up with something that's actually good. Rush in there, it's not going to pay off. You think it will, it won't. Okay, look at me, okay? I could maybe be making multiple 4 figures a month, multiple 5 figures maybe by now, if I had not rushed in there. But this is what I've done. Okay, thank goodness I'm as young as I am, because, now I'm able to kind of pick myself back up from this. But I've lost time because of that. I've lost time and money in the long run because of that, okay? So don't do that. Don't rush at all. Build a rocket, all right? effectiveness over efficiency every time. So I always say that it's the best thing that you can do. And the final kind of major lesson, I think, is like the last major thing I've learned being in business for 3 years is to actually know thyself. Know who you actually are. Okay? Because if you don't know who you are, and you don't have any sort of developed character, developed, not like in a wishy-washy like self-help way, like stay with me, okay? Like if you don't know who your character is, who you are as a person, you don't know your positioning, you don't know what you want to be offering, what the business is that you're running. If you don't know these things, then good luck trying to sell to people. Good luck trying to run a successful business if you don't even know what the hell you're running. Okay? One minute you're running, I don't know, a freaking... One minute you're running a damn sales operation. The next minute you're running a damn copywriting operation. The next minute you're running a damn consulting operation. And so on. The next minute you're running high-ticket coaching. Figure out what it is that you're doing. Okay? So for me, that's direct marketing and consulting. Okay? I do all of that, the copywriting, the sales funnel, the consulting, the support. That's what I do. I'm not like a freelance copywriter, okay? I thought I was at one point, but no, okay? Word copywriter's cursed anyway, but that's a different discussion. But that's what I do. That's my positioning. And with the increased valuation of man-made stuff, of effectiveness of efficiency in recent times, that's only going to go up, I'm slowly starting to frame myself as a premium solution, basically. And the more stuff I sell, the more that's going to feed into that positioning. The more I'm going to be able to say, yeah, I am a premium solution. Look at this track record. Okay? So that's my positioning. That's something that then I actually know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not getting confused. I'm not thinking, okay, I'm a freelance copywriter, so what would a freelance copywriter do in this situation? Oh yeah, he'd send loads of cold outreach or something. I say, no, that's not who I am. So I'm not sending cold outreach, because that does not feed into my positioning and my business. That's not building me leverage with my specific business, with my positioning. Okay? So if you don't know who you are, and look, this is a really, really easy thing to check, okay? Sit down and write one sentence. I am name, and this is what I do. Basically just like, say what you do. Say what your business is. What is your occupation? What kind of positioning do you have? Fit it in one sentence, okay? Literally just do, you can do this exercise right now, okay? And if it takes you ages, or you're not satisfied with that answer, if it seems kind of vague, kind of, you know, a bit here and there, then you don't know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, how are you going to tell other people who you are? Like, your own confusion is just going to rub off on the people that you talk to. So if your ideal clients, your ideal customers can't discern who you are, can't tell what your positioning is, because you can't tell them because you have no idea, how are you going to establish trust with them? How are you going to sell to those people? It's not going to happen. You've got to meet people where they're at. And that kind of feeds into the market research. It's like actually coming up with stuff that is both authentic to you, your brand, your business, your positioning, but it's also meeting your market where they're at. Not trying to communicate things to them that they're just not going to understand at one given point. Okay, it's like Diotima's ladder, if you're familiar with that philosophical concept. So you got to meet people where they're at, and you got to know who you are if you're going to do that. You have to know what your business is and what you do. If you don't, then good luck is all I can say. So figure that out. And it might take some time, but figure it out, okay? And it might feel like it's kind of slow at first because you're actually trying to put some work into your strategy. You're trying to actually figure out who your market is. You're trying to come up with something that's good, that you can get out there and it be in a marketable state. And you're trying to figure out who you are and have that clarity so that you can make the right decisions, so that you can go after the right people. And, you know, maybe it means not making money next week. But guess what? You're not going to make money next week if you don't listen to any of these 3 lessons. Okay? Because it's taken me 3 years to figure this stuff out. 3 years. It's taken me 3 years of messing up, of being on and off with things. 3 years of messing up it's taken me to learn this. Okay? So, you're not going to make money next week anyway. if you don't take this into consideration, is all I'll say. Okay? Don't believe me, you'll see. Don't believe me and you'll see. So, all I'm going to say is that take heed, you know. Don't subject yourself to the same thing that I had to learn this stuff. Because you'll only come to the same conclusions. Okay, I'm doing this for your benefit, right? And honestly, what I would say is the best thing that you can do in this situation, if you want to get this stuff solved as quickly as possible, is find somebody that can help you do that. Okay? And let's just say I could help you do that. Okay? So if you're interested in that, just reach out to me. But you know, if you want to take a bit of time with it, if you want to just sit and figure this stuff out, take these lessons to heart, then I guarantee you'll be able to figure stuff out in the long run. Okay? Because these are big. These are very big. These are literally the difference between working at a really, really low level and then working at a really high level where you're really successful and you're bringing everything that you want in. Okay? So just figure that stuff out. Okay? One last time. Understand your market. Understand the people you're selling to and meet them where they're at. Don't rush. Don't go in there guns blazing. And know who you are. Know what your brand is. Know your positioning. Know the business that you're actually running. Okay? You'd be surprised how many people don't even know that. Me being one of them. I'm one of many, I can tell you that. I can guarantee you that right now. Okay? So, I hope these helped. And I hope you take this stuff to heart and you go forward with it. And I guarantee I'll save you a lot of time. Okay?